My name is Dan, and I am the Friendly Fat Guy. I am coming at you with something that has been on my mind lately. It's kind of strange. Folks who have seen my videos before, I generally talk about stuff that surrounds me, stuff that hits here, hits really close to home, hits me where I live. Stuff about, mental illness. I suffer from depression, and I'm also on the top end of what used to be considered the Asperger's part of the autism spectrum. So there are a lot of things with those two different things and other things, anxiety, things like that I deal with on a daily basis that a lot of people don't understand. And truthfully, the people that suffer from them don't really have the tools or the descriptive powers to really be able to describe it to people. And it's not that they aren't intelligent or capable, it's just that it's hard to hit people at home. It's hard to put somebody in someone else's shoes because experiences are so unique. It's almost impossible to relay the full effect of what happens. But, that's what I'm here for. That's what I do. And I am very fortunate in my life. I have learned over time how to communicate with people and how to get information across with different types of people, whether it be, people like me or, those quote unquote regular people. But yeah, so that's me. But I'm here to talk about something I've been thinking about a lot. It's something that's bothered me ever since I was a little kid. And that's the whole double standard, the men-women thing. I am a firm believer that anything a man can do, a woman can do. But on the same token, I think that's also true the reverse. Men can do the same things women can do also. Where this comes in at for me is I'm the youngest of two. I have an older sister. And in my family, my dad, my mom, and my sister, I was always the sensitive, emotional one. I was the one who always took all of the negativity from everything and I internalized it and I wanted to help. I was the one who cried about things and who took things seriously and had things that bothered me a lot more than, say, my sister or even my parents. I was the one who absorbed it all for everybody. I kind of took on the mantle of everybody's emotional distress, not just mine. And as a young kid, it was really hard. And truthfully, I'm the same way now. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I would do anything for anybody. And I would be the first person to jump in and help somebody. I have stopped on the side of the road to, help people push their car in when they're run out of gas in the middle of the road. I even got a kid a couple years ago, even put $10 of gas in his tank. And, it's just, I have tried to learn from the people around me. There's some very good people, and I have learned that you be good to people. And, I have never been scared to give of myself. Sometimes I do a little too much, but I've never been scared for that. But I've gotten to the point over the years that I am a little scared to feel things like I always would. Like I said, I'm an emotional person and stuff hits me pretty hard. My fiance, who I've talked about before, she is a wonderful person, very supportive and kind and understanding, and she believes the same thing I do about men and women should be able to do the same things as each other and are equal and are partners. And, and that it doesn't matter what gender you are, you're a person and therefore you have value. But even with her, who has those beliefs, if I get upset about something and I start to tear up, because, hey, I'm to be honest, I'm a weeper, man. I'm I'm one of them people, I will cry about something if it hits me. And, and she just, she rolls her eyes at me and says, "Oh God, stop with that crap." And then sometimes she catches herself and is like, "Holy crap, did I just say that?" But it hurts, because here's a person that I trust very deeply. And, because of what she heard as a child and what environment she was raised in, she defaults to that even though that's not what she really believes. And it's been something, boys don't cry, little boys, get a grip and they toughen up and walk it off and all that kind of other sports crap. Hey, I played sports. I understand if you get hurt, there's a value to that. But at the same time, man, feel your feelings. You're allowed to feel your feelings. And it's just frustrating. There's even research where they've taken babies, little tiny infant babies. They've dressed them up in girl clothes, right? And they see how people treat them. They say, oh, how cute, what a sweet little baby girl, all this kind of stuff. Very feminine responses. And then they take the same baby, same room, different people. They dress him up like a boy. And they put him in there and say, oh, what a handsome fella, that little slugger, he's going to be a heartbreaker when he's older, all this kind of stuff. And even as infants, we perpetuate the stereotype that men and women are, that women are property almost, and that women are prized to be won, and, but guys are, they're the breadwinner, and they're the fighter, and they're the strong, rugged, and all this. And yes, I get it. There's a biological component. Men are typically bigger, more muscle mass. Women are typically a little bit smaller. And it's one of those things, like, I get it. I understand that there's a biological component. But at the same time, our society has moved to a point where we are at the precipice of making this big transition where we're really starting to understand that people are people, and that just because they look a certain way on the outside, or they're built a certain way or wired a certain way, doesn't mean that they're any more or less valuable. It's the same thing they talk about, women being shamed for dating a lot of guys, but guys who date a lot of women are praised. It's like, it's an extension of all the same issue. And what it boils down for, to me, is boys cry. For God's sakes, boys cry, and they're allowed to cry. With my clinical depression, the diagnosis officially now is major depression, which is a severe, debilitating thing. A lot of the things that bother me, problems that I have, those things come to the surface more regularly. The ebbs and flows that you have with depression, the ups and downs that are exaggerated with depression that all people have, but the lows get really low, and those things are there. And most of us do have trauma. Not most of us, sorry, scratch that. All of us have some sort of trauma, some sort of something that is going to crop up in those darkest of times. I promise you, if you've never been in a mental health crisis, if you've never been in a situation where you're completely bottomed out and don't know what to do, every single choice you have made in your entire life is going to come back, and it's going to hit you upside the head, and they're going to swirl around you like a tornado. If you've never experienced that, I'm very happy for you. I hope you never do. Those of you that have, though, and most people on a bad day have gotten somewhere in this ballpark, but those of you that have experienced a crisis, stuff is hard, and it's okay to cry, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Guys build this whole wall of where, oh, it's not okay, and they're taught that they're not tough, or they're not a man, or whatever. I'll tell you what, I know some really good men. I have really good friends that are, men that are strong. I have family members that are strong, powerful, proud men who open doors for not just women, but for everybody. They hold the door for everybody. They, will take care of people and step up when they need to step up, but they can cry. My granddad, who I made a video about a few months ago on his birthday, my granddad was 97 years old when he passed away, and he was not afraid to cry. He was born in 1905. He grew up in that environment, but that did not stop him from being the person that he is. I remember after my grandmother passed away, he was around for another 2 years before he passed away. They had been married since they were young. They were together for, 60, 70 years, a long time. And I would talk to him on the phone, talk to him probably every other day, if not more, at that point. And he would always tell me, he'd say, Danny, because, of course, people from that time frame, it's not Dan, it's Danny, it's how it is. My dad was Davey, and my sister's Kelly, but that's beside the point. But he would say, Danny, I just don't know what to do since your grandmother's gone. I feel like my whole reason for being here just left. And he would cry. he would cry hard, because he had a trauma, he had a pain. The person that he had been with for as long as he could remember was gone. And, all of you people out there, you chauvinists, macho, stuck in your ways people who think that, that guys can't feel feelings and that it's a sign of weakness and all this other crap. I challenge you, take on my granddad when he was around, see what you thought. Man made his living building roads in West Virginia and Ohio. Left the third grade because he told the teacher that if she didn't stop hitting that girl down on the other end of the classroom, he was going to leave. He hit her. Teacher hit her one more time, and he left. A person who would stand up for anyone and anybody. You take it up with him if you think that a real man can't cry. And then you come back and talk to me about it, because, you don't have a clue. And it's true. There are some things that women should be allowed to do too. I'm a firm supporter of women's rights. They can do anything a guy can. But and the flip side of it is, if we have this movement for women, what about guys? We need to know that it's okay for guys to be how they are, who they are. We don't want to live in a world anymore, at least I don't want to live in that world anymore, where we look at people and we judge them based on them being who they are. My only requirement for friends and people in my life anymore is for them to be healthy for me, healthy for themselves, and true to themselves. I don't do fake anymore. I don't deal with that crap. Be yourself no matter who you are. If you are a weeper, be a friggin' weeper. If I'm sad, if I've got something on my mind, that's a good bet that I'm probably going to have some sort of tears about it, and it's okay. I challenge all of you guys to be yourselves. And if you're just that strong, silent type that sits in the corner and, does a shot of tequila and, says, and then you walk away, you know what? If that's who you really are, man, good for you. Be who you are. Be the best you can be. But if you're different, it's okay. We're all different, truly. And just because we look at, somebody like Clint Eastwood or something like that and say that's the epitome of being a man, you know what? Clint Eastwood tears up every once in a while too, so it's going to be all right. All right, everybody. This is Dan, the Friendly Fat Guy, getting off of here for my rant today. I hope everybody has a great one, and I will catch you later.